Good evening from the Venezuelan Embassy in London. I'm talking to Nadia Mosquera, who is a Venezuelan student here studying in Sussex University in Brighton. Nadia, tell us something about which people don't know about Venezuelan society and how it's changed in the last 14 years.
Well, what I can talk about the changes in Venezuelan society is that, for example, when the constitution, the constitution of the Fourth Republic was set up in 1961, they didn't allow the open participation of the people in Venezuela, so all the channels were constrained. And the participation, social participation, like community councils that we have been having with the Chavez government, they weren't allowed. So all the changes, all the participation, social participation was just constrained towards two parties, or you were from the AD or the COPEI.
And they more or less swapped power, didn't they?
Yeah, so it was like a power-sharing agreement between them, so the social participation weren't, and social civil society movements, they weren't such a big thing. So with Chavez from 1999, those channels were open, so we called something called that Venezuela democratic participatory process. So people now is more into social communities improvement. They are developing by themselves. Also, from 1999, with this new constitution, the state recognized itself as a multicultural state, so respecting the rights of the ethnic minorities, such as indigenous peoples and African descent. So also encouraging the participation of those minorities in their own development.
What does that mean in practice? I mean, it's written down in the Constitution, but there's many great constitutions around the world which don't get enacted.
Yeah. Well, in practice, we can see the Ministry of Indigenous Issues in Venezuela. Also, within the Indigenous, we have also the Office for Black Women, that it was within the Indigenous Ministry. Also, we can see the social, the community councils. That is something that the most practice. So at the grassroots level, the community is organized and they solve their own issues by themselves with the tools provided by the Constitution. And yeah.
And there's some teaching now in Indigenous languages, isn't there?
Yeah, there is a recognition for the Indigenous language at those territories, and also the respect for their culture. So there are 39 languages recognized, Indigenous language recognized, and also the Constitution has been translated to those languages.
A country I know quite well is Brazil, and I know when this was introduced on a very, very small scale in a very indigenous area in the west of Brazil, it was very controversial that an indigenous language would be recognized. How is it different in Venezuela?
Well, what I can tell you that the Venezuelan has the most progressive constitution in terms of right protection towards indigenous population. So I must say that it's more advanced than in Brazil, than in Peru, most Indian countries. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on in Venezuela.
Thank you. How do we describe the communal camp? Because is this really people taking power into their own communities?
Well, this is a community organization, whereas when you choose your own leader, there is a completely flat structure. So there is no one heading or like trying to be bossy or that kind of thing.
It's horizontal, as we would say.
Yes, it's a horizontal structure that I want
like
to.
the Occupy movement. but on a national scale.
Yeah, on the national scale. So in your community, you can set up your own community council. So you go to the instance of the government, you can ask for budgets and things that can provide you development of your own community.
Right, so resources are given to communities to decide, and they decide what happens.
Yeah, they decide by themselves, and there is no intermediary, so it's the government giving the money to the people directly, so it means that there is no interruptions or things like corruption or something, so the resources are going directly to the community to solve their own problems.
Okay, why was the election closer this time, sort of 10-11% rather than 26% that Chavez won in 2006?
Well, this process was very crucial for the Venezuelan democracy because it was a massive turnout. So it was more than the 80% of the people who can vote, who vote indeed, and what they wanted was just like to choose the path of the socialism that has been translated into poverty reduction, and also I think I must say now Venezuela is considered the most equal country within Latin America, which is the most unequal region in the world. So thanks to the projects that has been developed by the president.
Sure. But what do you think turned were some voters turned away or turned to the opposition, and if so, why?
Well, it's something very complex. It's something that is far complex, and there is no a simple answer to find them. Yeah, I wouldn't say that the president lost support. I would say that increased support, maybe 20%. Rather than in the previous election, but some people as well, they were complaining about some issues about security and that kind of things.
So it's crime and security, and the third term kind of thing, and there's always some people that think time for a change or something like that. Yeah, I mean, but by any standards, internationally, it's a landslide. So that's a very remarkable achievement. That's 15 elections on the trot now. So what needs to happen now for the deepening of the process?
Well, what I think we need to go to for a revision process, try to sort out all the problems that we have been having before, more accountability, more efficiency, try to see what can we do for our own culture in terms of corruption and that kind of problems. I think the current government has been doing a lot, but I think these next 6 years will be a long time to solve all those issues that have been pending from the past. Yeah.
Nadia, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back soon with another program. Thank you.